Again, we're talking about the crisis rocking the Labour Party. All of a sudden, after that election, the centre seemed not to be hold again within the Labour Party.
Yes, specifically on this particular matter, when the issue was brought to the fore, some of the issues raised were germane, that the national chairman of the party has been suspended from his ward. And that's a fact. That can be verified. It was verified. Don't forget the same thing happened during Adam Oshomonle. That was how Adam Oshomonle lost his position as the national chairman of APC. If you remember, it started from his ward, because that's what the Constitution says. You have to be, first of all, when you are first of all, suspended from your ward, then it becomes an issue. You have to. The same thing currently is also happening to the national chairman of PDP. So it's not just the Labour Party. It was still the same at his ward that he was suspended. But the issue is, for the courts, the determinant first and foremost is, in law we are taught that jurisdiction is the foundation under which you build anything. In law, if you want to build a house, you do your foundation. If your foundation is very weak, whatever you put on that structure is going to collapse, and it's of no effect. So in law, if the issue of jurisdiction is raised, the court will leave everything, the judge will leave everything he needs to do to first and foremost determine whether he or her has the jurisdiction to be able to entertain that case. Because for every case, there are specific courts for it. So what the judge has done, he initially sustained their suspension, but the lawyers to Abure and the other national officers of the state now raised the issue of jurisdiction and said that this court does not have the jurisdiction to hear the case. So the judge now took his time, go back, and now came back, which is what he just did. He came back to say, I, so person, have the jurisdiction to hear this case. And my earlier directive on the issue of suspending the national chairman and officers, now they say they are going to go to a higher court to be able to. But as far as I'm concerned, whatever Abure and other officers have been doing is null and void. Whatever decision he takes now is null and void until he vacates this. Because I've seen instances where he mobilized himself and with some other people or with NLC.
Even with the president of Nigeria Labour Congress.
That is what I'm saying. I say with NLC president. I went to this. That is illegal. The court you cannot build something on nothing. What's a court, irrespective whether you like whatever the court says, whether you like the judgment, whether you like pronouncement or not, you cannot cherry pick what you can be able to. What you can do is try and vacate that. Order. But if, as far as that case is not vacated, then you have to abide it. So whatever he's doing now is an nullity until court says otherwise. So whether he likes it or not, as far as the issue of the court and the law is concerned, he's suspended. Then don't forget that the Labour Party has a faction now, which is very. Some just came out a few days ago to support the inauguration of the president-elect. They came out and said that nothing stops the president-elect from being. So it is a house divided itself, and we'll see how this pans out.
Actually, Mr. Papa is saying that, look, as it is now, that he is still the national chairman until the hearing of the case that is pending later this month, and he's even requested the lawyers at the tribunal to come and brief him. The lawyers at the presidential sitting in the tribunal, that as the party national chairman, that he needs to be properly briefed, that he needs to know what is happening there, that his party is prosecuting a case.
Yes, he has also said that he's not going to withdraw the case.
Yes.
Some people came up with the claim that he wanted to withdraw the case. He has not written to withdraw the case, and he has said he's not interested in having the case withdrawn. You see, yes, the Supreme Court once ruled that courts should not dabble into the affairs of political parties. But there are conditions under which courts will get involved in the matter of a political party. For example, if Abure gets suspended by members of his party without following the due process? Won't he go to court to seek redress? Where party members are cheated by the leadership of their party, where do they go? It's still the courts that they go to seek redress. So this judge is saying, look, I have jurisdiction. And there is an aspect of this whole disagreement that no one is talking about. The accusation that the other faction levied against Abure and Co., that they were guilty of forgery. Yes. That some documents were forged to enable some Labour Party members contesting the election. Party seals, court seals, and other documents were forged. We've seen politicians forge court judgment to enable them take part in elections and all that. So that has to be addressed.
That's part of the substantive matter.
That has to be addressed. And you know what the judge did was to order the Inspector General of Police to investigate the allegation. On the strength of police findings, he took his decision to grant that ex parte. So, but people are not talking about that. And that is the elephant in the room. That issue has to be addressed. Did forgery take place? They have to defend themselves effectively on this. If it did not take place, the court should go ahead and dispose of the matter. But as long as that matter is still there, they remain suspended because the judge took that decision based on the allegation of forgery. So the matter, as it has to do with forgery, has to be dispensed with. So this looks like something that could be on for some time. And I've advised the Labour Party people that, look, APC was in crisis. They managed to have it resolved after kicking away their national chairman, Oshomole. In fact, they were lucky to survive at the crisis. Yes, because the governor of Yobe State and others in the interim management of the party, they were also sued that they were not supposed to hold two different executive positions. Yes. So, but the money it was, that thing would have robbed Akeredolu of his governorship, but he won by a split decision of 3-2 at the Supreme Court. So, let us let the Labour Party leadership address the elephant in the room, which is the issue of forgery. Once they are able to address that, yes, that clean bill of health, they will have it. But the way it is now, that is the main reason why the judge refused to lift their suspension. They ought to know that that is the main reason. And as far as is concerned, because they brought the issue, a criminal matter before him, he assumed jurisdiction. So that is that is what it is. And this could last for a little more time.
Again, a lot of people are accusing the ruling All Progressive Congress of stoking this fire. They are saying that the Papa-led faction might have been instigated by the All Progressive Congress just to make sure that, things are not, together in the Labour Party.
In as much as I would do, in law, there's what we call hearsay. Hearsay has no place in law. And so when you come to the court and before a judge, and you are asked questions and you are talking about hearsay, definitely it has no place in law. So these are speculations. There has not been anybody that has come forward to say this is truth or not. But it could also be true to a large extent because political parties can do anything We've seen instances where political parties have been able to buy forms on behalf of people from other parties to be able to stoke some kind of division within the party. We have also seen where political parties have been able to induce certain members of political parties to be able to win some party and divide that party. We saw what's happened in Rivers State, for example, where the governor of Rivers State, who is a member of PDP, seriously supported the candidature of the APC. We've seen how he also mobilized five governors from the PDP to support certain. Some of them took their own personal decision, like the one in Benue supported Peter Obi, who is not a member of his party, and Makinde in Oyo State supported the candidature of Asiwaju. So all these things are politics. In politics, that's what happens in politics, especially the way we play it here. But the fact is that cannot be substantiated. I just believe and hope that the Labour Party should be able to put their hands together. They are now stronger, far, far better than they were pre the 2023 election. A political party that has about 33 or 35 House of Representatives members, they had nothing, possibly. A party that has close to about 8 senators, you understand, that has about 8 senators in the National Assembly, a party that has 1 state, and also have 7, like in Enugu State, you might not know it. Labour Party is going to be the majority party in Enugu State, in the House of Assembly, that has a PDP governor. Yes.
Yes, I've wind of that.
Yes, Labour Party has 14 House of Assembly members elected. The PDP had only 10. So how that house is going to, governor is going to work with a majority representation. So that is what. So this is a game that happens in the. But they should try to put their hands together so that they can remain as one in pursuit of what they want to achieve.